So here's the Dansker S703 4K dual channel dash camera. Let's quickly show you what's inside the box. So straight up you find this front camera module. So this gets a 3M sticker for the windshield mount, gets the Dansker branding right at front, and it also says 4K Ultra HD. So the lens module is like rotatable to some extent. So as you can see, I think close to 90 degrees, you can rotate it all the way. So this gives you some level of flexibility in terms of getting the proper video angle. At the bottom, you get a lot of ventilation holes. And at the back, you get a 3-inch IPS display, very slim bezels. I like that because most other dash cameras tend to have larger bezels. This one gets a small one. On the other side, you get the control buttons, including a mode button, up and down, and a power button. The windshield mount on the camera is detachable, so whenever you want, you can easily detach the camera and just leave this mount stuck on the windshield. And once you're done with the camera, you can just place it back and slide it down, and it fits perfectly well into its mount. On the left side, you get this micro SD card slot, and on top you get a type C port for power and a AV in port for the rear camera. So overall, talking about the build quality, this is made out of plastic, lots of matte black finish, and Dansker has provided some level of glossy finish for the lens module. Following that, here is the rear camera. So this is basically designed to be adapted outside the car. So this gets this metal mount right here, and you also get some screws. So once you loosen these screws, you can tilt around the metal mount and just tighten those screws once you find the perfect angle. You also get a type A to type B connector which plugs in into each other, and you also get this AV port which plugs in into the front camera. So along with the rear camera, you also get two additional screws for direct mounting, and you also get a 3M sticker in case if you just want to stick it at the rear of the car. You also get an external GPS module which gets a L-shaped type C connector. So this basically plugs in into the main camera unit like this, and you also get a type C female port on the GPS logger as well. So this is where the main power plug plugs into. So you also get the power of GPS within this camera, so that's really a cool thing. So here's the main power cable which also gets a L-shaped type C connector, and as shown it plugs in into the GPS logger module. On the other end, you get a hardwire kit pre-attached, so you don't get the 12-volt charger which you usually get with most other cameras. So you get this intelligent vehicle power supply, basically a battery protection feature built in into this hardware kit. So this is adaptable to both 12-volt and 24-volt vehicles, and the output is about 5-volt 2 amps. And they have specifically highlighted that the yellow wire is VCC, the red wire is ACC, and the black is the neutral. So the fuse tabs for ACC and VCC are pre-attached, and you also get a grounding connector. Lastly, in the box you also get an instruction manual for the camera along with some detailed technical specifications. So here's the dash camera currently mounted on my windshield, and straight up you can see that the camera is streaming the front camera on the large display and the rear camera as a picture-in-picture mode. So you can easily shift between the views by pressing the button right here on the side, by pressing the down button. So currently is the rear camera, then you have the picture-in-picture mode, then you have the front camera. So basically you can switch between the views easily. If you press the up button, it takes a snapshot. If you press the down button, it's going to stop the recording, and if you press the button again, it's going to start the recording. Pressing the menu button on top will take you straight into the settings of the camera. So coming into the settings, the first option which you get is the resolution. So you have the option of selecting 4K, 2K and 1080p Full HD resolution. Then you have the loop recording option, a minimum of 1 minute, 2 minutes and up to maximum of 3 minutes. Then you have the language option. Then you have the G sensor option, wherein you can select the sensitivity of the G sensor to be completely turned off or set it at high, middle or low. Then you have the parking monitoring option, within which you can open and close it, basically turn on and turn off the parking monitoring. Then you have the compact record, basically it can record in time lapse mode, which means you can record in 1 fps, 2 fps and up to 5 fps, or you can turn off time lapse recording completely. Then you have the compact record duration. You can set the amount of time you want the camera to record in time lapse, which might be a minimum of 8 hours, a middle of about 16 hours and a maximum of about 24 hours. Then you have the Wi-Fi settings. You can view the Wi-Fi SSID and the password. So you can download the app for this using the QR code given on the screen, and you can connect the dash cam to that particular Wi-Fi network. Then you have the option of mirroring the rear camera. So you can click that and you can like turn it off or on. Now the options given are close and open. So you can do that if you want to mirror the rear camera. Then you have the screen brightness option. So you can set it to a low and high of about 120% and a minimum of about 40%. Then you have the screensaver option. Basically, it will turn off the screen after 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes, or you can turn off the screensaver completely. Then you have the mic option. You can set it to off or on. Then you have the key tone option, basically the keypad button sound which you're getting. So you can turn it off or on. Then you have the voice control option. You can set it to be off or on. Then you have the exposure compensation, in which you can increase or decrease the exposure value of the cameras. Then you have the white balance option also. Then you can set it to automatic or sunlight, cloudy, tungsten lamp, and fluorescent lamp conditions. Then you have the flicker rate. You can set it to about 50 Hz and 60 Hz. Then you have the auto power off option after 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes. Then you have the time setting. You can set the proper time based on your geographical location. Then you have the driving assistance. You can set it to off or on. Then you have driving assistance calibration. So you need to calibrate this horizontal line properly at the horizon level, and the vertical line should be right at the middle of the front bumper. Then you have the format option. You can completely format the memory card or can cancel that particular option. Then you have default settings, that's factory settings option for the dash cam, and lastly you have the version number showing you the current software version. So this was a quick overview of the on-screen settings for this camera. So in order to install the app, just head into the settings of the camera, head into the Wi-Fi settings, open it up, and just take your smartphone and scan the QR code. So here's the video dashcam app. So we'll have to add the new camera. So click on add camera, go into next, connect Wi-Fi. So here is the option that is Dansker S703. Let's click on that and enter the password. And the dashcam has successfully connected to the smartphone app. Heading into the camera settings within the app. So you have the sound recording option at first. Then you have the video resolution similar to what we saw right here on the screen. Then you have the loop recording duration. Then you have time watermark, collision sensing, automatic screen off, basically screensaver. Then you have the key voice and voice control. Then you have the parking guard option, within which you have the frame rate of the time-lapse video and the time-lapse recording duration. Then you have the Wi-Fi name, Wi-Fi password, firmware version, SD card format, and factory reset option. Short and quick settings within the video app for the S703. So right here on the app you have the streaming screen in the middle, so you can switch between the front camera view and the rear camera view straight up within the app whenever you want. And you can even access the album section where you can watch the previously recorded videos. That option is given right here at the bottom. You just need to click on that and it will head into the recorded videos. So this was a quick overview of how you can connect the app and what are the options which you get within the video app for the Dansker S703. Moving on to take a look at the video quality. So this shoots currently at a 1440p resolution, but Dansker has assured that the front camera will be upgraded to a 4K one. Nevertheless, this shoots at a 25 fps frame rate with close to 20,000 kbps of bitrate and a 146 MB per minute of file size. And as you can see, the quality of the video is quite good. The contrast levels are looking nice. The sharpness levels are also looking quite decent. So considering this is a 7,000 to 8,000 price bracket dash camera, better than most of the cameras that are available in this budget range. The field of view of this camera is also a big win, because this gives you a very broad field of view, covers most of the area right in front of the car. So in terms of the overall quality, in terms of the field of view, in terms of all the aspects pertaining to the video and its improvement, this is definitely one of the finest cameras Dansker has produced within this price range. Taking a look at the nighttime quality, so darker areas look more darker and the brighter areas which are focused due to maybe headlights or street light will probably look much more brighter. But overall, this is definitely one of the best footages Dansker has produced from their dash cameras, considering I've reviewed about 3 to 4 dash cameras and this one definitely takes the cake. So both day and nighttime quality from the Dansker S703 is quite usable, much more than what you can expect from this budget range, and this is definitely one camera which will not disappoint in both conditions. Moving on to the rear camera sample, so you can see that I have mounted the camera a bit lower and like mounted it outside the car near the rear bumper, so that's why you have this in your face footage. And the biggest advantage of mounting your camera outside the car, you miss out on all the reflection of the glass, specifically the rear windshield. You get a direct footage from the outside with no intervention, with no interference from the glass in between. So you get this crystal clear footage from the rear camera, which is currently shooting at 1080p full HD resolution with a similar frame rate of about 25, and the bitrate and the file size has been much reduced. The bitrate is about 5000 kbps and the file size is about close to 40 MB per minute. So the field of view looks kind of slightly lesser than the front camera, but overall the video quality is quite impressive. The sharpness and contrast levels are looking very nice. Exposure maybe a tad bit higher. The saturation is also looking more or less balanced. So very fine rear camera footage, definitely something which really impressed me. Moving on to take a look at the nighttime quality. So you have this characteristic glow effect in the middle of the screen due to the headlights, and this is most of it is kind of common in this budget range, nothing to complain against. But the rest of the areas do look quite good from the rear camera, more specifically the reason being the camera being mounted outside and the no interference from any glass in between. So the overall quality from the rear camera during nighttime is also quite impressive and kind of much more better than what I would expect from a camera in this particular price range. So you can see those high glare of headlights in between, but when the cars are very close, you can easily read the number plates of those cars as well. So this too is something which works in the favor of the Dansker S703. Moving on to take a look at the number plate read. So this is at a distance of maybe 10 to 15 feet and it is quite a decent read. Now considering this is a 1440p resolution which will be upgraded to 4K, this is still good for the price. For the nighttime number plate read, when not under the glare of headlights, the number plates look much better. Very good. You can read each letter and number clearly, but do note that this is not directly under the glare of headlights. Moving on to take a look at the number plate from the rear camera. So this is at a distance of again maybe 10 feet or slightly less than that. A crystal clear number plate read. The advantage of this camera being it mounted outside, it is performing to its maximum potential. At nighttime, at a very close range of less than 10 feet, maybe close to 5 feet, you get an excellent number plate read from the rear camera. Even during nighttime, hardly there is no noise in this image. A very good read of the number plate during nighttime from the rear camera. So this dash camera is currently under discount and you can grab this at a price of about $85 or close to 7,500 Indian rupees. So all in all, considering all the features this camera offers, including the fact that this gives you a dual channel setup, 4K front and a full HD rear, along with a 3-inch IPS display, an external GPS logger, built-in ADAS features. So lots of important things, lots of crucial things for someone who is looking for their first dash camera within that particular price range. So if you are interested in grabbing the Dansker S703, the purchase link is given right down below in the description. Just go ahead, click on it and grab the S703 right now before the offer ends. And if you do have any doubts or queries regarding the camera, you can just write that down in the comments. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And just in case if you have missed my previous quick teaser video of the S703, you can find the link to that video in the description as well. So I hope this video has helped you out in one or the other way, and in case if it has, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button of my channel right now. Smash that like button and share this video with all your friends who are looking for some budget 4K dual channel dash cams. See you in the next one.